that are dealing, I mean, you see this, I'm sure, on a daily basis, that are dealing with painful periods, discomfort before, after, long, heavy bleeds. It's like, it should, yeah, it's such a bigger picture, and of course, like, such a bigger conversation. But for me, colonics have really, really changed my whole period, and coffee enemas for sure. I don't know if you found that with
Yes,
coffee enemas. Yeah.
absolutely.
And castor oil.
Hmm.
All
Exactly.
of it.
And again, for anyone listening, it's like the coffee enemas are great to do at home. And maybe you do a colonic first to just get comfortable with this approach of having hydrotherapy
Hmm.
from your rectum. But coffee enemas you do in the comfort of your own bathroom. And then castor oil packs, it's another piece that it's like we can just lean into any time of day. Sure, we could do them overnight, and there's definitely different protocols we can tune into in that way. But it's like these ways that we can really support ourselves in rituals at home and not
Hmm.
having just add it to the list of a place to go or to squeeze it into
Totally.
the schedule. But it's like what and making it work into whatever feels good for our mood, for our state of being in that time.
And same with lymphatic drainage. Like, I'm sure I always tell my clients, like, you've got to be doing stuff at home to help support your lymphatic system. It's not just same, like, it's not just kind of a one and done, or it's something that you really need to be doing. I mean, some more than others, especially if you have a desk job, or, you're a little more sedentary, but with dry brushing or rebounding or things like that. But yeah, there's a lot of things that people can be doing at home that doesn't necessarily need to be an appointment. I mean, of course, something like you or I do, and the sauna, that's like next level. But it's almost like you need that baseline of doing these little things at home, you know?
For sure. And that's it. It's like the foundation of what we can do, and then where we build our resources with
Hmm.
practitioners. So fermented dairy. Ooh, thank
Yeah.
you,
Oh,
Lizzie.
good. Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Dr. Williams
Okay.
Davis. I've never heard of this.
Oh, but we will. William Davis on YouTube. Okay. Another one. I love learning of other resources to
Do
explore.
these say, I'm so clueless with, do these save the questions?
That's a good question.
That's,
I
I don't know.
before we log off, we'll take a screenshot
No,
of
that's
that.
a good idea. Yeah. Yeah. I was just
I,
curious.
yeah, I know.
Right.
That's yeah. This is not my forte with knowing the ins and outs of
My only
Instagram
and
life,
ever
but
one
we'll.
was with you. Yeah. I never know what I'm
It's
doing.
it's a great. And Lizzie, thank you for sharing that. It's this is how we learn. We keep learning. Like the web keeps building with ways we
Yeah,
can.
you're not kidding.
It's I, I'm humbled every day when a client shares something. It's like, oh, didn't put that piece together, or that kind of
Yes.
approach, or just opening up live chats. Not say thank
Okay.
you for
Thanks.
that.
Screenshots.
Opening up more of our brain, our minds, but for each of us, it is such a way. This conversation that we're having, and any of these pieces that we're talking about, it's up to our own discretion and our own sovereignty to what feels and what is most aligned for us, because we're all on different
Hmm.
journeys of health and
Hmm.
vitality. And I know you and I share a pillar where it's like we know we are destined to feel vital and to feel
Yeah.
good in our bodies, to feel more than good, and that sometimes it's more of a dedication, and sometimes we have these initiations. That's my word this year of initiations we go through in different ways, but we can learn a tremendous amount of our body's
Hmm.
resilience. But with that, giving ourselves a space that colon hydrotherapy, coffee enemas, castor oil packs, lymph work, it can be viewed as a social influencer making it into a trend and a moneymaker, but it's also like it's a powerful tool when it's used correctly and you work with practitioners who
Hmm.
can educate in that exchange. But for all of this, it really comes down to tuning into what feels right for my body and how do we navigate from there.
Yeah. 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 And like you said, everybody's going to be different. And yeah, what one might respond to, the other might not. And yeah, and it is honoring that. And yeah, and just being aware of that, and not being in a box, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not to feel maybe, and there are some reasons, some health implications, and some things that we navigate that maybe we aren't able to do castor oil packs or not able to do
Mhm.
certain modalities. Sauna is a big thing when, during pregnancy, we take a pause from all heat things.
Yeah.
You're not missing out, but finding other ways to support the body from
Yeah.
different approaches. And just naturally, it's like our breath activates our lymphatic system. Our breath is
Right. So
creating
simple.
beautiful exchange that can be so simple. It can be a ritual, and taking time for deep breathing or going outside and doing just some, not adding the word just, but I am, but we take it for granted sometimes when we can breathe and stretch and open our bodies. And in that way, that's
Mm-hmm.
lymph, which
Mm-hmm.
accessing it through all of our
Mm-hmm.
seasons. When we're moving in winter, moving into deeper into spring here. But with
Yeah.
this, it's how can we, maybe
Be
when
more intentional, right? Also, like, I'm, yeah, like, of course we're breathing every day, but maybe a little more intentional breathing. And I mean, I catch myself all the time, like, was I just not breathing? I feel like sometimes I wasn't just breathing for a minute. And then to do those like deep breaths and think like, okay, I'm like stimulating my lymphatic system by doing this. And it's all just, just being aware and mindful of it all.
that's it, it's the undertone. It's like the awareness of catching ourselves
Yeah.
when when we're holding what we can do in that moment of just opening up these pathways
Yeah.
and loving up our lymph, loving up our bodies in gentle and tender ways.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah.
Such a practice.
Yeah.
Well, does anyone have any questions? We've kind of just like dumped a
Yeah.
few different aspects in our excitement with this, but feel free, ask away, add any comments. Doing castor oil compresses at home for about 5 years,
Oh,
4 to 5 times weekly, very soothing for the organs. So yeah, self-love,
now,
self-care.
Lizzie, do you sleep with it on, or do you just kind of put it on throughout the day or at night with a heat pack? Or I find when I mean, I sleep with them on. I don't know if you do, Kate, but I always find I sleep deeper. Um, I just sleep better. I always sleep better with my cash oil pack on, and you wouldn't think because you would think, oh, this might get annoying, but not for me. And I find with clients as well. I'm sure you,
Me too.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, sleep. Ooh, sleep with heat. Oh, okay, I'm curious how that works.
Do
I
you
have a lot of
do,
questions.
oh, how often do you get clients? Yay. Okay. So
Oh,
that,
that's a good question.
mm-hmm.
Um, so ideally, and I think any colon hydrotherapist will likely tell you, 3 within a short time frame is really ideal to for a good to start with. And the reason for this, a lot of people are like stunned by that, but a lot of times the first session, I shouldn't say a lot of times, it can happen where the first session doesn't move a bunch. And the reason for is so many different things. Stress, people are nervous coming in, maybe diet hasn't been ideal, or maybe they've just been I mean, I've had clients come in like they haven't went to the bathroom in 3 weeks. So the body is just like holding. So and like I had a client in today, her first session, and she did so great. Like I get so excited, but she moved so well. And I'm like, I'm so excited for her next one because this typically second and third, it's like there's just so much waste that leaves the body. The colon is can hold a lot. So so yeah, ideally 3 in a short time frame. And then we kind of go from there, depending on how people are. I had a woman in December, and she's like, I do everything right. I don't know what's going on. And I think she did 5, let's say like within the month. And then she's like feeling amazing. We booked her out for, I think, February. So I think the last I saw her was December. And she texted me and she's like, I'm actually going to hold off. Like, I'm still feeling really good. I'm like, that's amazing. That's the goal. She just needed to get this old waste out so it's, yeah, it is very individual, but yeah. So 3, that was a very long-winded way of saying 3 within 2 weeks is ideal. But it's different for everyone kind of after that. So Mary, you haven't tried the castor oil yet? Is that what you're saying? So good. I think you'll love it.
And that's
Yeah.
something that can be gentle, But again, I guess adding this to all these pieces, if our drainage pathways are blocked, test out so Lizzie knows that, and this is over time of working with castor oil, that she can handle it overnight. Maybe you
Mm-hmm.
get this some feedback from clients. It's like they've tried it, they've
Yes.
put it on, and the next day they feel sick, or they're
Mm-hmm.
maybe they were wide awake all night. Like it actually gave them
Mm-hmm.
energy. But a lot of that comes down to this magnificent liver that is so forgiving and 500 functions
So true.
in the body, but it can be overloaded sometimes. And so if we are doing liver packs, you just one little takeaway, because this could be a whole conversation, this could be a whole journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Less is more, and just test your body with the castor oil, maybe even like half an hour
Mm-hmm.
when you're awake, and see how your body does for the rest of the day. We want to factor in hydration. We want to factor in what we've been talking about, elimination, but so many different things. What's happening within our hormones, and if there's been an imbalance, maybe been overloaded with antibiotics, medications, so many different things. So take it slow with the castor oil, because and that can work in conjunction with everything else we've been
No,
chatting.
and thank you for saying that because yes, thank you so much for saying that. Um, because sometimes I just get so excited and I'm like, oh my gosh, like castor oil and all of these things. And then yeah, so thank you
No, me
for reminding.
too. But that's it. And it's also, saying that, it's that we don't get scared off by trying something once and having a response. A response is a message from the body, and it's giving us some communication as to, okay, maybe where we can lean in and listen more closely, listen more intimately. It
Hmm.
doesn't mean never do it again, but it's just information as to what systems we start loving up more, and
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
such a practice. And it is. I'm very impatient and impulsive, and it's like, if I'm going to try something, but also understanding it's like maybe
We don't
we live
come
in,
in hot. Yeah.
no, no, and our culture, and where a lot of us are tonight in this conversation, it's like we're in a very fast-paced part of the world, and our bodies are not. We've conditioned them to move in a
Hmm.
fast pace, but the organs and the sacred vessels that we inhabit don't want to be moving at the pace that we're trying to keep
Yes.
up.
Yes.
The size of a liver, do you put castor oils anywhere else in your body?
Oh,
Anywhere.
I don't know about you, but I certainly do. Yeah. I
Anywhere,
use it on
really.
my face
Mm-hmm.
as like a moisturizer with a few different things. I mean, hair growth. I don't do that often because it's so thick. But when I had lost my, well, not lost my hair, but I was losing my hair a lot a few years back, and yeah, so I did start using it on my hair. I mean, thyroid, breast, anywhere, like you said.
And there are practices and times of the moon cycle, whether we are bleeding or menopause, postmenopausal years, that we
Mhm.
can still attune to new moon energy, full moon energy, and where we can put and apply the castor oil. It's it's pretty magnificent. I keep using that word because it just seems that way, but it's how we can fine tune our neurotransmitters and how we can benefit
Mhm.
using the castor oil.
Mhm.
This by no means is a sales pitch, because most of you know me that I'm not pushing things, but Meredith and I shared a little bit on Friday that I have created this journey for the month of June that is going to be basically a whole body focus of looking at different systems, but there's a big dynamic piece with hormones and going over castor oil and really becoming confident to know, no, we wouldn't be applying it over the thyroid, the liver, the breast, and the belly all at the same
All at once,
time.
right?
Too much, too fast, and that shut down. But Meredith is going to be part of the journey too, so stay tuned for that. But it is important to understand the whens and maybe the when nots to use.
Hmm.
Use it during pregnancy, but so supportive pre and post. So it's just all these different pieces, but the ways that we educate ourselves with that.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, thank you for reeling it in for me.
No,
I'm like, hair, eyes, back. And fingers, anywhere you have inflammation, because I get so excited. I get so excited by it. Just this little bottle is truly, it can be so powerful, you know, and in saying that, it can be so powerful. So you might want to maybe, you know, start a little bit slower than, yeah.
So powerful that Cleopatra was using it during her time for beauty care,
Oh,
and that
come
it's
on.
this is just, I don't know how censored we get on this, but last summer a three-letter organization really went after some
Big time.
beautiful companies who have organic and clean castor oil, um, because it is so effective,
Yeah.
and it
I had to
can.
delete like videos off my
Yeah.
Instagram.
Some of you know it's because we've told you off the record, but
Yeah.
it's just, you know, a song and dance right now, but it's a plant. It's an understated plant that has so much potency in the way that it can actually, I mean, people in my family, people, we say, you know, you have arthritis, apply it, and they'll notice it's like, I
Wow.
don't have that
Oh.
inflammation. So it's like,
This sometimes like I'll have like clients that they have like a random cyst on like their hand. Obviously nothing crazy. And they're like, I just keep putting it on. It's like shrinking. Again, this is just it's not this has just been people's experiences that they've shared with me. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So we can
Yeah.
share more off the
Yeah.
record if anyone, but it really, I mean, it's beautiful. And again, Meredith, thank you for being with us. Time to be a mom, get the kids fed. Thank you,
Oh,
thank you.
thank you so much. It was so good to see your name pop up here and hope to see you soon.
Definitely. Well, does anyone else, we dove into that
Yeah,
topic that we could literally, I know of us,
I
we could
know. Well,
talk all night about
this
casserole
was
because
Friday.
we get excited because it's like we know it's more than effective. It's dynamic, and we know how our bodies have benefited from all of these
Yeah,
practices.
from
So
all of it. Yeah.
it's a lifestyle, and that's, you know, it's maintenance of maintaining a lifestyle of wanting to just feel good and know that our body can move through the full spectrum, but how it wants to be well and feel well and just regulate itself in that
Yeah.
zone.
Yeah. It's always looking to find balance somehow. It's very intelligent when we like let it be.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I
was
love,
this was so great.
so wonderful. We'll do it again. We'll
Yeah.
definitely do this again. If anyone has any requests of topics that you would like to dive into,
Hmm.
I know we can't hear your voices, but we can, maybe we meet again and
Maybe we
we
need him.
go down another path
Yeah.
together.
Another 42 minutes of just talking about all the things.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So,
this was great.
Meredith, thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you. Thank
for
you for
sharing.
always facilitating.
Mm, thank you.
You're the
No, this
best.
is, yeah, likewise. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who
Yeah,
is here
thank you,
and who tuned
everybody.
into the recording. And then I'm just going to try to take a screenshot so we don't lose what Lizzie shared about that
Oh,
one.
okay.
Let's see. But thank you very much, everyone. Okay, I got it. Um, have a beautiful night, and we'll stay connected. We'll see what else bubbles up
Yes,
in this
great.
community. But
Okay, have
thank
a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming in.
thank you.
Okay,
Good night.
bye.